What's up, everybody? This is Age, and we're back with another Guild Wars 2 video. This video is going to be about some World vs. World Deadeye builds that I've made. I've made one for roaming, one for Havoc, and one for Zerging. So in case those of you who want to try out Deadeye in World vs. World, these are some things you can try out. You could mix and match things to suit your needs, but this is what I've been currently running right now. I know it's been like, what, 2 weeks, but, you know, give you guys an idea of what I'm thinking of. So let's get right into it. We're gonna start off with some armor because you know that's standard. So for all three builds pretty much run the same thing. So I run full Marauder armor with Runa Defender. For a more offensive version, you can run Runa Scholar. For the weapons, I run Valkyrie weapons. For roaming, I run Dagger Pistol and I run Shortbow. On the Dagger and Pistol, I run Sigil of Draining and I run Sigil of Severance. Severance is new with Path of Fire. So basically what these sigils do is on interrupt it steals life and it gives you precision and ferocity for 4 seconds, which is pretty insane when you're going in for a burst, and it synergizes well with Be Quick or Be Killed, which is a trait I'll show you in a little bit. On my bow, it's also like I said, Valk, and I have Bloodlust and Energy on it. If you can't keep up Bloodlust stacks, swap it out for Leeching. There you go. For the back piece, I run a Valk back piece. For Amulet, I run a Marauder back Amulet. And for the rest of the trinkets, I run pretty much for Berserker ones. Again, this is pretty much what I run throughout all three builds. I do switch it out for the Zerg one though. Now, for the build itself, for Dagger Pistol roaming, I run Deadly. Oh, I should mention, I did try roaming with rifle, but it was really annoying because I'm on T1 and I get 1vx more than 1v1, so it was kind of rough for me. So I had to go Dagger Pistol. Maybe you guys on roaming servers will have better success with roaming with rifle. But yeah. Dagger Pistol isn't too bad either. So with Dagger Pistol, I run Deadly Arts, Trickery, and Deadeye, obviously. And Deadly Arts is standard 222 with Improv. Trickery, I run 322 with Trickster because of Withdrawal. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And Deadeye, I run 222, which is the burst line. So Iron Sight, reduce damage from your marked target. Unforgiving. The first attack stuns if it hits a newly marked target. It pretty much simulates Bassi Venom, but without the unblockable bit. And Be Quick or Be Killed, so gain quickest to mark on your foe. Your power and precision are increased while under this effect. This is pretty nice. This synergizes well with the sigils I mentioned earlier. It gives you a ton of damage from the get-go. You could technically run Maleficent 7. This doesn't give you the bonus burst damage at the very beginning, but it gives you that increased damage over time, and it gives you that heal at the end, which is pretty nice. Basically, pick your poison between these two. I prefer Be Quick or Be Killed for my setup. Now, for the utilities, I run Withdrawal because you're not a Daredevil anymore. You cannot dash dodge. Feels bad, man. So I run this. It actually removes immobilizing conditions, it removes torment chill, and it removes an extra condition since I traded for Trickster. Shadow Step, and I run Signal of Agility. These are just pretty much standard across most Thief builds because the Condi Cleanse, the Endurance Gain, the Stun Break, it's pretty good. For the Elite, I run a Shadow Meld because of Unforgiving. I don't need to rely on Bassi as much. And this also gives me extra backstabs because it also removes Revealed. So, pretty nice. And for the middle utility here, I didn't talk about because this is an optional slot. You can actually slot different things in here. Things I'll suggest, I really like Shadow's Guest because you can combine this into a combo. So after you jump in, after you mark your target with Shadow Shot, you can launch them into the air with this. And your stealth up so you can actually get a backstab while they're in the air. It's pretty awesome. Another option you can take for stealthing is Blinding Powder. It's an AoE stealth. Infiltrator Signet is actually nice because it actually simulates your steal. So if you want that feeling of, you know, diving in with the Black Powder Heartseeker into steal, this will help out with that a little bit. So there you go. Another option here is haste, so this just increases the duration of your quickness. It also removes condition and break stun if you trade for trickster. Well, it'll break stun if you don't trade for trickster. I mean the condition bit. And there's also roll for initiative. This got a reduced cooldown as well as haste too. So, but roll for initiative has a reduced cooldown, gives you initiative, evades, breaks stun, condition rule. It's really good now. Mercy is something I mess with, but basically you'd want this if you're running Executioner, or if you want more stolen items from your improv, because it doesn't do the resetting since it has a cooldown, which kind of stinks. It doesn't do a double reset, I should say, because improvisation has that 20-second cooldown. So yeah. The utilities I suggested are pretty good options. Now, how about Havocs? So with Havoc, I can run rifle, and that's what I do, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. With Havocs, you can actually get away with rifle because you're not going to get bursted out at first unless they focus you, but then you can stealth up so that other people can take kind of the brunt of it while you're supporting with damage from the back line. And what you do is you run standard deadly arts, 222, trickery. I run 322 because I still have withdrawal, and Deadeye. I do change things up here. Iron Sight I keep for the reduced damage. I swap to sniper's cover in the master line because one, the stealth from Neil is very helpful, and you get an increased crit chance for your rifle. And I run Maleficent 7 because I'm not going to be doing mostly bursting. I'm going to be doing more support from backline. So the extra malice stacks are pretty helpful in that situation. Plus you get the heal at the end if you really need it. So it's actually pretty nice. Utilities, you don't... utilities are interesting. So pretty much the same thing. Withdrawal, Shadow Step, Signum Agility, Shadow Meld for the extra stealth because you can get away. The optional slot, you don't really need Shadow's Gust anymore, but if you want extra stealth, Shadow's Gust and Blinding Powder are good options. Ones I would actually suggest, and you don't need Infiltrator Signet because you're not diving people. So I would suggest with these two, roll for initiative or haste. I would suggest more roll for initiative because it'll give you can displace yourself even if you're in Neil state, so that's pretty nice. And you can also do the same with withdrawal, I should say, if you're in Neil state, and Shadow Step. It's all great movement utility while you're in Neil state. So there you go. Now for Zerging, I actually swap things a little bit. So for Zerging, I actually swap my because I have legendary armor, I could swap my rune out to a Sigil of Strength. This is for might duration, and I'll explain why. Because you're going to be doing Boon Share in your Zerg. So pretty much Deadly Arts is the same trickery. You run standard, so with Bountiful Theft. And with Deadeye, you swap to the bottom, so 333. This allows all your stolen items to, when you use them on a marked target, to grant might to your front line, and if you're at range, to your back line. This is why I run rifle and short bow. The short bow I use for cleaving so I can get bags, and rifle I use for stragglers. You could probably run dagger pistol if you really wanted to in short bow, but I prefer rifle because I want to get the most out of the rifle because I did make this legendary. But yeah, you give might to your front line, you give might to your back line, and other boons to your back line. You give vigor to your back line, fury, swiftness to your back line. All things you would want in World vs. World, so it's pretty nice. For utilities, you can actually swap withdrawal out for malicious restoration if you'd want. For your optional utility, I would suggest using another cantrip so you can keep up the might stacks. You can actually use Shadow's Melt to keep up might stacks as well. That should be sufficient enough because you will need utility to get out of bad situations if you need to, and Shadow Step usually does the job. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So oh, I should also say that my rifle is I did mention my rifle, sorry, never mind. But yeah, those are my setups for World vs. World. Hopefully you found this video useful and maybe you can put some things into practice. Yeah, I've been enjoying Deadeye. I will say though, I feel like Daredevil does a bit better in the roaming department. I will say Deadeye is a little bit better for Zerging because of all the boon share that you can do. And I will say for Havoc, it's kind of a toss-up between the two. You can run either one because, you know, there are benefits to both. So there you go. Anyway guys, this has been Age. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I appreciate a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos from me, do subscribe to the channel. Helps me out a lot. And you get to see more stuff from me. So, it's been Age. Thanks for watching. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.